Beyond the Numbers, where we explore the fascinating world of data and how it shapes our lives. Hi, I'm Omolola Astrop, and I'm thrilled to have you join me today. In our last video, we looked into data cleaning, how to deal with missing values, how to deal with duplicates, and ensure that our data set is well formatted for proper analysis. Today, we are taking a step further using Python libraries such as Matplotlib, Seaborn, and Pandas to uncover trends and analyze program participation, visualize insights that could help a social welfare program. Please get settled and let's dive in. You're welcome back. So here is the data set we're about to work on. It has different variables, as you can see them listed here. We have the poverty index for each LGA in each state. So we have, these are the lists of the states that we have here. You can see them here. Then we have the beneficiaries in each LGA. Then we have the dates of disbursement, the program type that they are enrolled in. Some are in cash transfer, public works, and skills training. We have about 500 entries, so let's see how it goes. We have different platforms you can use to code in Python. But in this context today, we are making use of Google Colab. Why are we using Google Colab? It's accessible to anyone who has a Google account, and it's also cloud-based. So you just go to your Google and you click on Colab. Just search for Colab. Then you say new notebook. So it opens a new notebook for you and it brings you here. So you can title your code, you can give it a name, depending on the name you want to give it, and then you start coding. So I'm giving this particular code, I'm calling it Exploratory Data Analysis of Social Welfare Disbursement using Python. Why am I giving it a name? So that because it's going to be stored in my drive, I have different codes in my drive, I have different files in my drive, but I want to make it easily accessible. So I give it a name that is well explanatory. So you can give yours a different name. Then the data set we want to use, I'm going to import it now. So I'll click on this. My data set is so it's named Social Register Sample Data. So I'm uploading it here. While I'm doing that, let me explain this. So step one, this data set covers welfare data sets, disbursements across different states in Nigeria. And we're making use of different libraries, like I mentioned earlier. We're making use of NumPy, we're making use of Pandas, Matplotlib, Seaborn. Why do we need NumPy? It's actually the basis for other libraries like Pandas and Skitlearn. It provides support for large multidimensional arrays, and it offers mathematical functions for computational work, like if you want to do your Fourier transforms or statistical operations on your data sets. Then Pandas, we make use of Pandas for data manipulation and analysis rather. Then we come here. Pandas also enables you to read and write data from your CSV. We're going to see how that is being used. Then we come to Matplotlib, which is a visualization library for creating static, animated, and interactive plots. Then we have Seaborn, which is built on top of Matplotlib for statistical data visualization as well. So this Seaborn is what we're going to use to create our histogram, our heat maps, scatter plots, and whatever you want to create. So the first step is to install all these libraries that I've mentioned earlier. So you come here, this is the code. Just to make sure that we do not waste so much time, I'm going to attach the code to this video so you can run it at your own convenience. So it has installed all the packages that we need. NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, and Seaborn. Then the next thing is to load the data set. So what we're going to do is the code here is going to import the libraries that we have installed. We have to import them. It imports the Pandas library and it loads the data set into this environment here. So you have it here. So you're saying import Pandas, then the file path. How did I get this file path? You come here, and you copy path. So you place it here. So that's your file path. Then you come here and run it, and it prints. Now this one, print df head, it prints certain number of the values that you have, so you can see, at least have an overview of what your data set looks like. And that's it. So what, like I showed you in the Excel page, in the CSV page, you can still see that's exactly what we have here as well. Not all the data sets. We have about, I think, 5 entries. Yes. Then here we want to check for missing values and look at the data types that we have. So the first command is df info, which displays the data frame. So when you see df, it's data frame, including data types, memory usage, while the second command, null, is going to count the number of missing values in each column. So here, I'm going to run it. And that's it. You can see that it's telling us that we have 500 entries starting from 0 to 499. Then we have all the columns. So it's telling us that for state, we do have, there's no null. We have 500 values. So you can see that for all of them, we have 500 values for each of them. So that means we do not have missing values in these data sets. And it's telling us the type of the data set that we have, the type of the variables, the data type of the variables, integers, floats, objects, and on. So the next one is we want to perform, you see the basic statistics, summary statistics of this data set. So if I run this, which I'm going to use describe for, describe generates and displays summary statistics like the mean, the standard deviation, the minimum and the maximum values, and the quartiles. So that's what we have here. We have the mean value for the numerical variables, please. Not all the variables, but just the numerical variables. That is what df describe will work on. So we have the mean for beneficiaries, total number of beneficiaries, count is 500. What's the mean value? The standard deviation for welfare disbursement, for poverty index, and the average, the household size. So it's telling us that the mean, the average household size is 5.0. Then the next thing we want to analyze the welfare disbursement trends. So here we come here, it says group the data frame df by the state column and sums the welfare disbursement values for each state and then prints the results. So let's see this. So for Anambra, the total number of beneficiaries for Anambra, this is the number. Whether they're in cash transfer, that's, whether they're in cash transfer or skills for job or whatever program they were enrolled in, that's the total that we have. For Benue, for Bredo, for all the states, you have the total number of beneficiaries. Then we want to see the average household size. How many people do we have in each household per state? Okay, if some households have 6, 7, 8, 5, then we want to find the average for that particular state. So we come to average household size, group by state and household size, then find the mean value. So here we are seeing that Anambra has 5.6, Benue 4.9, and it goes on like that. So from here, I think the minimum that we have, the state that has the minimum average size is Lagos, which is 4.3. Then we move to top 5 states by total disbursements. So how many the states that has the highest value for their disbursements? We want to see the top 5. So it's saying print state disbursements, sort values in ascending order. So we can see Benue is 1.61515. So it goes on like that. So these are the leading states in terms of disbursements. Again, we come here, we want to see the gender and age group analysis. We want to see how many males, how many females do we have in the data set. So we come here and we say print gender value and count. So it counts like the gender, the total number for male, the total number for female. So I'm running it. Then you have female 274, male 226. The next line is average disbursement per gender. So here we're not just talking about the number of people enrolled now. We're talking about the disbursement for male, the disbursement for female. We want to see if the males have more, their disbursement was higher or maybe lower than the females. So this command groups the data frame by gender column and calculates the mean welfare disbursement for each gender group. So we come here, group by gender and the welfare disbursement. Then find the mean value. So here we come. So we can see that from where we're seeing here, the mean value for male is quite higher than the females. That's giving us a kind of insight into what our data set looks like or what the program looks like. So seeing these analyses, the program stakeholders can say, okay, fine, we are moving towards this direction. Is this what we are targeting? Or we need to expedite action in certain areas. Then the next thing is we want to see program participation by age group. We can see that in our data set we have age groups. So we want to see how the ages performed or how they were enrolled in each of the program type. So we come here, this code groups the data frame by age group column, then counts the occurrences of each unique value in program type. So here we see age group by program type. Then we have from 0 to 18, they have more people, the highest number of people in public works. For 19 to 35, more people were enrolled in cash transfer. That's 45, 44, 34. For 36 to 60, quite a lot of people were enrolled in skills training. Then for 60 and above, like the same number were enrolled for cash transfer and for public works. Then we have the minimum in skills training. Then going forward, we want to see the visualization part. So this is when we're going to use our Matplotlib and our Seaborn. We want to create a bar chart, a welfare disbursement by states. It's going to show the welfare disbursement by state, and it creates bar chart for each state, arranging them in descending order. So here, this is the code. Import matplotlib .pyplot as PLT, then state disbursement, sort values in descending order. Ascending is false. Then we want bar chart. That's why you're seeing bar here. Then this is the size, 10 by 5. If you want your bars to be bigger, you can actually work on it and change the numbers as you want them to appear. Then we are titling the numbers total welfare disbursement, the state, the amount. So I'm going to run it and it says plot show. I'm going to run it now. So it's telling us total welfare disbursement by state. So you have Benue being the highest disbursement, and we have the Edo, Rivers, Lagos, Borno, Oyo, Enugu, Kaduna, Anambra. So those are the things we are seeing here now. Then the next thing is we're having gender distribution by beneficiaries. So we want to see like what we did here, where we had 274, 226. So you see that the pie chart is going to reflect that we have more females and a lower number of males. So if we run it, so you can choose to, of course, you want to show not technical stakeholders. They'll prefer to see these charts rather than seeing these numbers. So then we move to poverty index distribution. That's another variable. This could import the Seaborn library and create a histogram for poverty index, and it's going to show what we're going to have. Let's see this, run it, and look at this. So the poverty index, the highest that we have is about this. So it was just fluctuating. It wasn't, regular. So that's why sometimes we need to see what we are doing and be able to see how the distribution of that particular variable works through the data set. Then we have the box plot, which is going to show disbursement by program type. The box plot, I think I've explained in one of my videos that sometimes you use box plot to see outliers. to see if there are, discrepancies or some unbelievable values in your data set. So we want to see what we have for each program now. For the box plot, if I run it, you're going to have cash transfer. So we actually do not have any outlier, like almost all the values are within the same range. So we have for skills training and we have for public works. So that is basically what we're going to do. Those are the simple things you can do with your data set in terms of exploring it and be able to understand what you have in your data set and be able to explain to your stakeholders what you have in your data set. We'll go further into a kind of analysis or maybe a prediction based on the data set we have. Can we predict that in the next so years, are we likely to have more people moving from skills training to public works or probably to cash transfer? So that's another part, another layer which we are going to go into in the next few weeks. But for the next video, we're going to do this same thing using R. So you can make use of R or use Python or any other tool to do your exploration. Thank you for watching and kindly subscribe to the channel, share, and please pass your comments if there's anything you want me to touch again or you want us to discuss. Kindly let me know. Thank you.